How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well.
Will you be my buddy?
Thanks for joining me here at the Music Universe. How are you doing yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How is this? I'm just enjoying my life. How about
Hey,
that?
that's what it's about, right?
That's what it,
Yeah. So you've got a history we're going to discuss, but I want to talk about your new dramedy, Trust and Love. I've seen the trailer, and I'm gonna have to see that one.
you got to see it. I'm in it.
Yeah. Well, and
So,
I love it when musicians are in movies as well. It just kind of brings that more of a full circle moment, I think.
yeah, well, it's the movie is done well. It's a feature. It's not one of those just, whatever kind of movies, you know what I mean? It was done, it's
Right.
done well. And I think everybody will really enjoy it. I've written a lot of songs for the movie that are in there, my songs. And the theme song is Trust and Love, you know. So what happened is that when I was playing the music, my music to the director, he just goes, "Well, I like that one. Wow, that one's great. Oh, I like this one too. Oh, we should use this one and use this one." And then I played Trust and Love. He's like, "Oh, fuck me. We got to have this." And then he's like, "Hey, man, why don't we just change the title of the movie to Trust and Love?" So it used
Mhm.
to be called Split, which is, break up and split. And it's like, so
Right.
Trust and Love just had a lot more oomph to it. And that's how it came together. And I'm excited, that's for sure.
Yeah, so tell people about the movie if they haven't had a chance to watch the trailer or heard about it yet.
Well, it's basically about a producer and an older producer in the band. They had a lot of hits throughout the years, very, very famous. And now they're kind of like sluggish. They can't find that song. And the producer is having issues with his family. He thinks nothing's wrong, but he wants to get remarried, redo their vows, and his wife just says, "I want a divorce." She's sleeping with the stable boy, and it just goes on and rolls over. It just constant surprises, so to speak, in the
Mhm.
movie, and and then on the end, it comes to where where I as the leader of the band, we're trying to get another hit. The record company doesn't want us. They're getting rid of us. It is just everything's going downhill. And finally, he and his wife they talk, and she thinks that, hey, I didn't think you loved me anymore. I didn't think you'd even look at me like that anymore. And it was just a complete like, what's the word when people misunderstand each other, especially
Mhm.
after they've been together a long time. And they're like, what are you talking about? Of course I love you. I'm crazy about you. And then just as they're doing that, I call and like, I got it. I wrote the hit. I got the hit. And that's where it, comes together. Everyone, the family, and trust and love, and do a performance live on stage. And yeah, everybody's happy and goes home with tears in their eyes and popcorn. So
Oh,
yeah.
great. Well, you explained how your music got in the film. How did you get to star in this?
Well, I'm not the star in it, so Jimmy is the star in it. But what happened is Jimmy is a dear friend of mine, and we talked about making this movie. And I, what did I do? I put him together with another friend of mine, director, and it just kind of snowballed. Um, Jimmy knows me very well for what I do, and he's like, "Hey, let's sit down and listen to some music, with the director." So, like I said, when I played the songs that I thought would fit the movie, every one of them just kind of worked for them, you know.
Mhm.
And again, when I played Trust and Love, it was a done deal. So um, it was easy, it was effortless, and which is fantastic. So happy and proud to be a part of it.
Yeah. And you have another big name with you in it, Robbie Krieger.
Robbie, yes. So what happened is that we were doing the studio scenes, and I have a studio, but my studio's a lot smaller. And so I called Robbie. I said, Robbie, let me, we're making this movie. How about, let me use your studios to film in it. And so he agreed. We did, I think we did like about 4 or 5 days at his studio. And while we're in there, I'm like, and I told the director, I said, why don't we get Robbie into the movie, you know? And so I said, Robbie, why don't you jump in on a little spot? And we did. We got him in. We wrote a part. Uh, Mick wrote a part for him, and we got him in the movie. So, and he did a great job, man. Robbie's just he's a dear friend, and he's classic. He is just a true gentleman and an amazing artist.
Yeah, no, like I said, it looks good already. And what some people may not be aware of is Trust and Love being a Steelheart song was actually translated into 5 languages.
10,
10.
10. I
Tell me
sang
about
it.
that.
Okay, so during the pandemic, okay, I don't know what happened, but I just either, I had a vision, I had whatever speaking to me, which
Hmm.
a lot of times is where I write music. And I just felt that I had to do something for the world. I think they could have used a little love, you know, and just hearing so much of negativity out there during, the COVID, it was just difficult. And also my connection, my deep connection with Korea, with my music. I I felt like I needed to write a song for the world,
Hmm.
and and my I wanted the fans to be a part of it. So what I did is by the way, the song came together really quickly, and that was a sign in itself.
Hmm.
And so I put on the website for all my fans to say, hey, here's the chorus. I would love for you to sing it on a phone, in your studio, on your laptop. I don't care how you sing it. Just send me your version of you singing the chorus. And I got about 350 people who sent in their vocals. And I put all of them, they're all in there um, in the chorus. So they're not, they're mixed properly, of course, to
Right.
make it, you know. But I wanted the energy. I wanted their love. I wanted to feel their power, and to have it in the chorus. And yeah, so I did that. And then we also did a whole orchestration for it. And then I said, well, I really need to sing this in Korean because the beauty of the North and South, they could use a little love putting them together.
Hmm.
And so I sang it in Korean. We translated it. The way I did this is I connected with different artists around the world on WhatsApp and Zoom. And we would translate the lyrics, whether it was Chinese, Japanese, or Spanish, Portuguese. Um, and then once we translated the lyrics, I would learn how to sing it. So they would sing it for me, you know, phonetically, so to speak.
Hmm.
And then I would learn it, and we would uh, a lot of hours, getting it right to get the enunciation right. And but it was really powerful. It was something very special that was happening, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and one thing led to another. So when I did it in Korean, I was like, well, shit, I got to do it in Spanish, you know. So I sang it in Spanish, and I was like, well, shit, if I did Spanish, I might as well do it Portuguese. So I did it in Portuguese, and then I was like, well, I can't. I got to do it in my language. So I did it in Croatian. It's like, well, wait a minute. Italy's across the street. We got to do it in Italian. So we did it in Italian, and and then it just snowballed. So we released five. We still have five more to release.
Wow,
So
that
it's intense. I mean, you should listen to it. You should hear the Chinese version. It's amazing.
yeah, and
I
that's
mean,
quite the
I think so.
response.
That does. You may hate it. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, SteelHeart is what, releasing new music later this year as well?
Yes, absolutely. I got some songs to release. I'm also doing another project, another side project as well, with another famous guitar player. So I'm excited about that as well. And what do you call it? A lot of interesting things coming up. Um, I'm really excited about this movie and the songs in it. So that's first, you
Wow.
know. Let's get that going first. And then I got a couple of nasty songs I want to release, like some really crazy fun. I think we're ready for a little fire,
Hard
you know.
hard rock.
Yeah, some hard rock and then some really heavy, deep metal too.
Oh yeah.
So
I,
yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think
you'll enjoy the project.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough of that these days with all the program that goes on in music. I'm not a fan of that stuff, but I love the classic sounding, organic sounding rock.
Yeah, yeah, rock and roll, man. To give it to me straight, give it to me honest, and give it to me live and real. Not this, AI shit. I mean, it's just like we're losing the authenticity of what an artist is. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
I'm 100% with you on that. And I wanted to I became I'm a 80s rock guy too, but it wasn't until I subscribed to Sirius XM and heard, Hair Nation that I started hearing, a variety of them that I didn't grow up listening. And of course, Rockstar, the movie, is one of my favorites. I was a kid when it came out, and I didn't realize for the longest time that you were the voice behind it. And I was just talking to your publicist, and she said you can still hit those notes. Unfortunately, a lot of people in your era cannot anymore. How do you continue to stay in shape so your voice doesn't strain from all of that?
yeah, well, just stay off the drugs, stay off the alcohol, and stay off the cigars and cigarettes. But
Yeah,
I
there
will
you
tell
go.
you, I love a scotch and a good cigar. A good scotch and a good cigar. I do love that. I just can't. I just can't. You can't do it all the time. You just can't. It
Moderation, right?
just can't. It's a voice, and it's like, I am blessed and I am beyond honored that I can still do it, and it really comes down to taking care of yourself. It really does, you know, it
Yeah.
really, and honestly, I wish we were even performing more live, that we had more shows, because the more I sing, the easier it gets. I mean, it's
Mhm.
crazy. If I start doing 3, 4 days in a row, 4 nights in a row, it starts getting easier for me. So, but when
Yeah.
you're doing, two shows and then you're sitting waiting around a week or two, it's like, oh God, it's like, it's annoying, you know?
Yeah, and that amazes me because a lot of bands have feel like they have to take a couple days off in between shows to keep it going, but you get better as you do it night after night.
Yeah. Once you get into it, the first, like even a tour, the first 6 to 8 shows, you got to get into it. And then once you get into it, you're rehearsing every day, you're singing every day, singing and singing. Then it becomes like, oh, okay. Your voice is used to it. It's a muscle. It gets stronger.
Right.
When you let it and then you sit and then you let it sit, it's like a cool down. And then you sit again. It's like, ugh, then I gotta rehearse. I gotta rehearse by myself, which I hate doing,
Hmm.
rehearsing to the tracks, but you got to keep your chops up, and you got to keep singing and then you're like, when you got to go to rehearsal by yourself, it's like trying to figure out how to get out of it.
Yeah,
But you got to do it.
yeah. I've played drums all my life, and I honestly don't touch them that much anymore because I don't like playing by myself. I like playing with someone. It's how
Right,
you
right,
it's how you
exactly,
grow, I think, as a musician.
right.
So, well, Millie, it was great chatting with you. Anything else you want to add? We're about out of time here.
All I can say is, love to all, and keep. I hope my music gives you joy and love, and keeps you going. And scream with me when you're listening, and I hope to see you live. So in your town.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got about 6 or 7 international dates I'm seeing here.
SteelHeart has done a lot of work in Asia, throughout the years since '89.
Hmm.
The song She's Gone is still the number one karaoke song in Korea since 1989.
Wow.
That's, yeah,
Well, hey, congrats on that, because that's a big feat when you think about it. It's that popular.
I'm not complaining. It's a little bit of a brag in there, but a gentle one.
Hey, you've earned it though.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, Millie, appreciate you joining me, and best of luck, and definitely hope to see you out there on the road, and looking forward to that
You
new
got
music and the movie.
Yes, enjoy the movie. Get some popcorn, and yeah. All right, enjoy it. Take care, guys.
All right,
Love
take
you.
care.